Jigsaw's a cop now. Oh my god.
ACAB.
God damn it, Hunter beat me to it. Yeah, ACAB. John Kramer called it.
That was probably a big spoiler for Spiral, but it's whatever.
You're listening to this show for some reason. You know how it is. You know what's going down.
That and fuck your needs. We spoil things here. We don't care about your needs.
I don't care about your Saw movies.
No.
Let's see what else.
I've been so far outside of human contact, outside of the people I work with in my family. I don't understand what humans need anymore.
What do you mean water? I don't understand.
Wait, you cared about something and I ruined it for you? Oh. I'm gonna go back to eating peanut butter out of the jar.
Okay.
Hey, no I'm kidding.
Wow, stop describing my life, Eric. Stop.
Yeah, especially with like Reese's or like honey on, like honey roasted.
Oh yeah,
So,
get some Nutella in there. Just mix them together. Yeah,
and then you get some M&Ms and you just dip the spatula into peanut butter and then dip it into the M&Ms and just lick it off.
Why are you doing this right now? I really want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now.
I don't know. I could just describe something in Spiral to make you not want to eat.
That would probably work.
Actually, you know what? It wasn't even that gory in comparison to the other ones. They toned that back to the point where you're not being assaulted with intestines every 10 seconds. But the first trap is ghastly, right. And I curled up into a fucking ball in the theater when I saw it on the big screen because the sound was all upgraded and the visuals were upgraded from your phone. So I just sat there like, no.
Hold on. Are you saying you can't watch a movie from your phone?
Exactly.
You fucking kidding me?
That was the thing I'd been reading about. When I read the Wikipedia article about the movie, it sounded slightly different from what I know from other Saw movies because these all sounded like, "Hey, fuck you, you're fucked either way." Like, you can get out of this, but you're going to be horribly mangled. And that was something I was going to say when we were talking before the show, was that I'd watched a video. It was from one of the various pop culture sites, because when I'm on my break, I just try and find the most mindless things to watch just so I can feel like I'm not human anymore. And the one video was talking about all the different Saw traps. And the one thing they pointed out was all of these actually have pretty easy to get out of solutions, but you actually have to know about them when you're going into them. And none of the ones I read about from Spiral sound like they have any easy solution. You could get out of this, but you're going to have your tongue ripped off.
The situation where that takes place in, which is in a subway tunnel. Okay, so you drop down, you rip your tongue off. How long is it going to take you to find help? Because you're bleeding a lot now. Yeah. This isn't just cutting your tongue off. All of it came out by force.
Yeah.
You're in deep trouble.
And you're in a fucking subway tunnel.
Yeah. I've always perceived the moral the morality posturing that these all these villains do is just smoke and mirrors. Even John, who they frame as this kind of he's merciful and he cares, blah, blah, but now if you watch those movies, there's clear signs that he's enjoying what he's doing. So
I don't think you can claim somebody is merciful who embeds a key inside of your eye socket.
Yeah.
To unlock the jaw, the hair trap around your skull.
He also puts people in situations where their only recourse is to be murdered by somebody else. That is their options. In Amanda's trap, her key was in the cellmate's stomach. What the fuck was that dude gonna do?
Yeah. So I don't know. I like the sound of some of the traps, whatever you want to call them, the bullshit devices that the crazy cancer patient creates. But outside of that, I just don't have time for Saw movies in my life.
Well, yeah, especially there's 9 of them now, so it's totally forgivable. The funny thing is you can stop after 3 because that's when Jigsaw dies, and you could just pretend the series ends there and you're fine. the problem is Spiral should have happened after 3, after a little bit of time. Okay, it shouldn't have. They shouldn't have just gone back to Jigsaw.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, and I'm glad it's so fucking durable. Like, I can't believe how durable it is. The fact that it's still around. Because after the last reboot, I was like, this is done with. This was, this is pretty boring.
Wait, they rebooted it in 5? What? What?
What was it? Oh, Jigsaw was the other soft reboot, and this is the second attempt to soft reboot it.
Oh, okay.
It'd be hilarious if John Kramer. I got better. What's up, Pat?
I created the ultimate device. I am a living trap.
I built a trap that killed my cancer.
Yeah. Cancer, I know very many things about you.
They do the one respectful thing they do that I hoped they would was not have Tobin Bell in the movie, period. So there's no new shot of Jigsaw to be seen. They treat him like he's part of the world, which is something I enjoyed. So,
well, yeah, I got the impression they kind of treat Jigsaw like an urban myth in these movies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's the boogeyman everyone was afraid of for a long time, and that's what caused all this this crazy police reform that kind of leads to how this plot plays out.
Right.
I would say it's the most interesting Saw movie because it's doing a lot and it's trying to say something, which I think the only time that's happened is part 6, and I think that's also an interesting movie. So whenever they try to reach for something a little higher than what they've been slotted into, I kind of enjoy it. So
yeah, when it shows up on HBO or wherever, I'll check it out. But as of right now, I'm just
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the first one. See how I feel.
That's insane to me that you've never seen the first one.
Man, first one is so timid now in comparison to the rest of the movies. It's tame. It's driven on mystery and suspense, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest thing in it is the titular saw, because it's doing the whole it's going to take you too long to saw through the handcuffs. You can saw your arm or leg or whatever off to get.
These guys aren't from Australia and aren't Mad Max fans.
No. Well, I mean, even before that, that's what Rorschach did in Watchmen comic when he, when he set fire to the place, and it's it's going to take you too long to saw through the pipe. So, yeah, I mean, it's an idea that's been around for a very long time. It's just someone was smart enough to decide to use it in a horror movie.
Right.
Well, their initial pitch was actually the Reverse Bear Trap. That was their short film they made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, and Lee Winnell was the person in the trap, and it was basically that scene from the first movie, but a little more expanded into a little short.
Huh.
I'll just play the 360 games. I think that's how I'm going to explain.
There you go.
Hang on one second. Get out the fuck with my rat.
I remember when GameStop was the only video game store around me. I'd gone in one point.
Those games are funny to me. Because they just suggest that Danny Glover survived getting shot at point blank range in the chest in the first movie. And he's just he's better now, and he's the main character.
He's built different.
Right, yeah.
That's the thing. I heard those games actually aren't terrible.
So here they have a really cool lock picking mini game where you go inside the lock and have to dodge through the tumblers, and that's the coolest part of the game.
Yeah, it's like Condemned, or not Condemned, what the fuck was that? Shit. Suffering. It kind of reminds me of Suffering.
Suffering? Yeah, Suffering.
Wait, was Suffering the one where you were the con that had the demonic bullshit going on?
Yes, you were you were going to prison, and there's a I can't believe you've never heard more from this franchise. There's a demon living inside of you that has killed some people, and so you use that demon to fight off this fucking Evil Dead invasion at this prison.
Yeah,
well, there was a second game, but I just don't think it did very well, and that's why things disappeared very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Condemned, which both games are perfect and wonderful children.
My goodness,
poorly of.
Condemned is so fucking good and scared the fuck out of me in both of those games on several occasions.
Giant bear.
Yes.
The bear is just like, that's relentless too, because it just goes on, and like that's tension I've never experienced in a game before. And the first game got me when you find that dude in the locker and you're like, oh, he's dead. And then you take a picture and you look back up and he's reaching for you. But it's in first person, so yeah, I fucking shit myself. It was so fucking terrifying.
And you get to beat up homeless people. It's great. Yeah, it's great.
With 2x4s and beer bottles.
Yes.
Yes. The cop, it's like he's ripping pipes out of the wall.
Yes.
Put your hands up! Holy shit!
It's wonderful.
Homeless guy just swung a bench at me.
You get to hit people in the face with a shovel. It's wonderful. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Combat in that game is just so viscerally satisfying too.
It is. It is, but we'll never see anything come from that because Sega put it out. So that's dead in the water.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's dead.
I love Sega, but what are we doing?
I don't. They need to be
making more Sonic games.
They use one day, sell them off.
Sonic der Hedgehog. No, I don't understand why Microsoft hasn't just bought Sonic Sega at this point.
Here's the thing: I don't know if Sega would ever go for that. Like, because like, there's a weird. I don't know if it's still like still the case, but there's a weird disconnect between how Japanese studios and American studios kind of like
fucking
no.
But like there was like a period of time where like if those two had to work together, like they would not cooperate with each other.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, we have no examples of that, like a crossplay for Fortnite.
More of Sony being greedy fucks.
Yeah, absolute pricks. Yeah. Yeah, I know that news came out recently.
There was also... Wasn't there like some Xbox dude who went for a big like business pitch to a bunch of Japanese businessmen and he tanked it so fucking hard? I can't remember who it was.
You are missing the best part of that story is that they tried to buy Nintendo.
Yes.
And they laughed them off.
Oh.
Yes.
The most funniest shit.
I'm just most of the time I envision like, and maybe this is terribly stereotypical or not even racist, whatever, but I just envision like the traditional Japanese businessman, like, no, sorry, no, this is not the way we're going to do things. Just the idea of executives at Nintendo, the most like tight-laced of all Japanese businessmen, just laughing hysterically at the idea of an American company trying to buy them out. I love the vision of that. Just like Balmer, like, whatever, guys, leaving the room.
We're gonna go get fusion plants.
I don't know what you just said to me, but I'm sure it was offensive.
Yeah, the moment you said Balmer, my brain went places. Oh god,
we're gonna go make Blinks the Time Cat 2, like some bullshit like that.
Yeah, in this image of the Japanese executives, I'm also imagining them using these phones from like the mid 2000s that had a button that brought up like a secret messaging thing that they were keeping so that they could talk to their mistresses. So they're all pressing this button at the same time. God damn it, Japan!
There was a fucking Cruella trailer before Spiral, and I just sat there the whole time like, what the fuck are you doing with this?
I'm so disappointed in everybody involved.
I'm not saying I'm excited to see it. I mean, my wife wants to see it when it comes out, and that's cool, but I don't know. I'll give it a try just based on the strength of Emma Stone as an actress, but I don't understand how they're trying to turn the woman who wanted to skin 101 Dalmatians into an anti-hero.
She's fine.
No, it'll grow back. It'll be fine. I don't understand how they're going to reconcile that.
Those trailers, like there are dogs in that movie, and I'm like, this is like uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, they tried to give her an origin story for why she hates dogs.
Oh, really?
I mean, is that
the dumbest thing I've ever heard?
If so, that's incredibly stupid. That's insanely dumb. If that's what they're doing,
I don't know. We were saying earlier is like why is this a prequel? Like, you could have just like make this about her in prison or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go back to my pitch. It's like Hannibal Lecter. You have to get her to take down somebody worse. I mean, I would watch that, but I'm a maniac, so that's why they're not making it for me specifically. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand their take with most of these villains. I kind of understand the Maleficent thing because sure, why not? But
Like something you can, like,
There's
twist
two of
into
those
something
fucking
else.
movies, aren't there?
Yeah,
there are two of
they're-
them.
They're not terrible.
No,
I watched them with my wife.
I
Like,
was
they're-
very bored by
Here's
the
the thing:
first
I've
one.
only
but
heard
beyond
two
that,
things
meh.
from people that have actually seen them. Yeah.
like, and
But-
there's a lot of wiggle room with that story because I mean,
Right.
watching it, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually like the Sleeping Beauty story, where like the reason why the Maleficent is the way she is because of betrayal by a king. So,
Right.
they followed the fairy tale enough that they're like, all right, and here's where we can branch off and do our own thing. So I can forgive it for being
Right.
but
And this is where the Disney magic happens.
exactly, like, I can completely understand why most people would be like, this is stupid, this is the woman who turned into a giant dragon to try and kill the prince. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the story itself, at least it has justification for why it is the way it is. But
Right.
once again, a woman who wants to skin 101 Dalmatians. I don't care about her backstory.
She's
You
not-
Who
already
has
know she's a
criminals in
bad
her
person.
employ?
She's
Exactly.
not Shere Khan, where it's like, oh, I get it. I get why Shere Khan is not a fan of men, because tigers get shot a lot in India.
Exactly.
There are ways to do it that would make sense, but I don't know about this man. And then the trailer it doesn't feel as much joke her as a lot of people say, but I can see it. I can see the
I
comparison.
just cringed
I
so hard
understand
that I
it.
think my skin peeled off, like a dead orange.
I
Yeah,
want
but
I want
let's. Oh, go ahead.
a prequel for the villain in Ratatouille, the rival chef dude.
Yes.
I want that.
Yeah, but he would actually be
Sure.
the hero, and he just had his heart broken by someone critiquing his cooking poorly, and it would just
Yeah,
be the same movie all over again.
It's also an
I want
well, yeah.
a day in the life of the construction workers who were hassling Mr. Fredrickson and Up.
I'd rather see the movie about the guy who is the famous whatever the word would be for him, the adventurer that they run into, and it's him just being a terrible asshole the whole time. Where Pixar is just finally like, you know what, fuck you, we're doing this story.
There's no music. It's just him being a douchebag, just like these.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah, like pushing guys off of the blimp or whatever the fuck he was flying in that movie at when they're 30,000 feet up in the sky. Yeah, just kill them all. Fuck them. It just has a Metallica soundtrack.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting I've watched recently. I watched that movie Sator that you'd suggested.
Yeah.
on.
Me too, but I have to
that-
watch it again because I was really tired and I'm trying to like absorb it. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then like it kind of became background noise, and then I was like, I don't think I'm gonna engage with this now, so I have to turn it off.
That movie
that's
was
fair.
very much style over substance, and I'm okay with it because the style was fucking knocked out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the story itself was okay, but
It's
just
the
vibe of the movie
mean,
was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, the vibe is really good. The story, we've seen it a couple times. That's the thing. Like it's essentially the same story as not Midsummer, Hereditary. And
Kind of, yeah.
And the background story of the paranormal
Yes.
activities when you line them all up. Very similar, definitely along similar lines. But it's just really eerie. The fact that it is based off of his own personal history adds this extra
Yes.
level to it for me.
Well, the fact that his real grandmother was in the movie, the one who
Yeah.
was doing all the automatic writing and all those recordings were from, like, yeah, that definitely added to like, oh, this is kind of fucked up. That and Sator's avatar, whatever you want to call it, near the end of the movie, it had fucking jawbones for fingers in that outfit, and that was rad.
Whoa! Yeah, I fell asleep before then.
Yeah, there's animal
Dude,
jawbones.
Yeah, like it becomes like a Dark Souls thing for just a glimpse of a second.
Yeah,
Connor, that's why I'm like, you need to go back and watch it because, yeah,
it's, and then the ending becomes kind of crazy, but yeah, it's like I said, I enjoyed it, but it was definitely the style over the substance in that movie because man, that movie was dripping with atmosphere. Like it was so good.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of crazy because I mean there's like 20-minute stretches where there's not a single spoken word of dialogue.
Nope. Not just a dude alone in the woods in the cold.
Yep.
Of the woods.
So it's the gray.
Yeah, well it's hunting.
Yeah,
it's hunter's
it's
life.
the gray.
Just roam the woods,
looking
for a satyr. I don't know what the movie's called.
It's
I'm going to look for Mr. Satyr.
Yes.
It's a short, very short version. It's a dude who's trying to deal with like traumatic stuff involving his family, members of his family who basically joined like a death cult type situation.
I hate my family joined the death cult.
really ruins
it's the worst.
But he also has the like, or at least family members have the fear that it's just schizophrenia.
Yeah.
So you've kind of got that. Yeah, it's totally worth a watch. Yeah,
it's definitely worth checking out. It's one of those movies where I'm very excited for this director and whatever else he does next. Like it's a great proof of concept for a person.
It sounds like, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It's like Relic or something. It's about like a mother who has like, it seems like she has dementia.
I watched that one recently. That movie is creepy as fuck.
Keep going. I'll be back in a little bit. I gotta water the plants and shit for Dean. They're gonna be gone for a while.
Bro.
All right, I'll be right back.
Anyways,
what plants, Connor? What plants do you have to water?
What do you think?
The cocaine plants?
Yes. Yeah, cocaine.
So yeah, I saw that movie. I was trashed out of my mind, so I don't remember most of it.
Good job.
That's a great way to watch that movie. Eric, have you seen The Relic yet?
I don't think so. It's newer, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's got Emily Mortimer and a bunch of Australian people whose names I don't know.
It's the house getting super moldy.
I didn't realize until I watched.
A whole bunch of Bruces in it. No, the name sounds familiar, and I know I'd probably seen the trailer, but I have not seen it yet. I mean, if it's not on Shudder at this point, I'm kind of like, man, I'll get to it then.
No, it's not. It is on Showtime.
I do not have that trash.
Everybody's favorite.
I have zero time for that trash. I'm not paying for the channel that they give you for free outside of Stars. There was what is it? There's another like movie that was on Shudder that my wife and I started to watch, and just we weren't. No, not yet. That's not up yet. I didn't think. Or is it? Okay.
Psycho Goreman's like this Thursday, I think.
Nice. I'm excited about that. But no, is it like Dark and Terrible? I think is what it's called. It's
the Dark and Wicked.
Yes, yeah, the one that's about possession. I think it is, and I remember the one scene at the beginning of the movie where the mom chops her fingers off.
Yes, and the dad is like slowly going downhill, and there's some spookiness going on around him. You haven't finished it, so I'm gonna try not to spoil it. But I really dug that movie. I watched it.
Go ahead.
I watched it around Christmas time, same night as I watched Wonder Woman or Tenet. One of those two.
One of them, I'm sorry that you watched. Do you figure out which one? No, my wife and I started watching it, and like we were into it, but just we weren't as into it as we probably would be if we had our full attention, because it's definitely very slow. So it was we were kind of like, okay, no, we're just not in the mood for, like, we want to come back to this, but it's just it's too slow for us right now.
Yeah, that one's, it's definitely worth giving it another shot. I still understand why you didn't go back to that one vampire movie, because that one wasn't that good.
No, like,
but The Dark
sorry,
and the
Graham-
Wicked is worth a shot.
what movie, Hunter?
What?
Barbara Crampton one that I keep seeing ads for on YouTube.
Wait, what?
Oh, the vampire one?
Yeah, so Barbara Crampton is like a vampire, and her
No, not that
husband
one. There was
interviewed-
there's a one from last year that I think I might have rented, or I almost rented, because I was ravenous for horror movies at that point. But it's called The Shed, I want to say.
Yeah, it's something like that.
The shit.
Yeah. And it's about this kid who basically traps a vampire in a shed, and because it's trapped, he can like put people he doesn't like in the shed and feed them to the vampire.
I'm sure
Literally
that as
the-
well.
Literally the plot of a Goosebumps episode. I hope you know that.
It's basically R-rated Goosebumps. That's what it is. It's all right. I again, like, I was probably very drunk when I watched it, so I can't tell you that it's great or worth going to check out. But if you need something kind of fun and worth forgetting immediately afterwards, sure, why not?
You're not selling it.
No,
No,
it's
it's just-
that's one where it's like I don't care about this. A lot of that stuff happened during the pandemic, like that movie The Wretched. Don't watch The Wretched. It's
That
not.
sounds familiar, but I don't think I got around to it.
It's like there's a kid and he finds out his neighbor is like possessed by a witch or something.
I
Um,
actually enjoyed that. Yeah, it's the one where like it ends up they're inside the tree at that one point or multiple points. in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed that. I didn't think it was that
Okay.
bad.
I mean, yeah, parts of it were impressive because it's like two brothers and it's their first movie, but
Mhm.
I did not love it. I was not the biggest fan.
No, but you like The Shed. Cool, got it. All right, we set our
No, I
barometer.
said that I was like
Adult
I
Goosebumps.
was basically out on The Shed. The Shed, if The Shed didn't exist, I would be fine. Also, I think that one might be a Cinestate, so fuck them double. So,
Cool.
like, whatever.
Cool.
It's hard to I confuse them and RLJE, they have their name on a bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
Dark and the
just-
Wicked is still on Shudder. Definitely check that one out if people listening who haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's just The Shed. Like we got to that point where, as you told me later, that that's a dream sequence, and
Yeah.
like
No, they did not do a good job of showing you that was a dream sequence.
no, not at all.
Like there are certain things you're supposed to do to make it very obvious so that people don't turn your movie off. So I feel like they deserved what they got there with
Yes.
you turning it off.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's not your fault, to say the least.
Very much so. Yeah, outside of horror, like my wife and I just watched Those That Would Try to Kill Me, or whatever the fuck that is, the Angelina Jolie movie that's on HBO.
Yeah, I watched that
Or she's
earlier.
a wildfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it as much as their prior film,
Yeah.
but I thought the kid in it did a really good job. Like I was thinking back on it, like he actually did a really good job as an actor in that movie, which is normally not something I would notice because children don't exist in my mind.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they're not fully grown.
Yeah.
But yeah, like outside of that, it felt very much like it was trying to be an Angelina Jolie like vehicle to get her back into the saddle of acting and being like,
It
she
did
can be
feel
a
that way,
tough
didn't it?
older actress.
Right, like it felt like, oh, this is her relaunch where she's like
You know
this
what that
is
reminded
the
me of?
everything
that?
else.
What was that fucking Arnold movie that was his official comeback to like action cinema?
Maggie, is that what you're thinking of? The zombie
No,
movie?
it's like
Or-
The Last Stand with like Johnny Knoxville and some shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like it's fucking like really
That's what
like
it's called,
low
too.
bar for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, last
Yeah, it's him and he's like the sheriff of a town and like there's a cartel
Oh.
guy.
God, I forgot about that movie.
This is one of the fallbacks of working at a theater.
Yeah, I never saw it. I just remember the trailer.
You're exposed to
I'm like, oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. God,
That was
like
a-
Hunter being a member of the Catholic Church. He was
All right,
exposed
first
to
of all-
everything.
I'm getting
Connor,
flashbacks now that you described it. Yeah.
The Johnny Knoxville movie you're thinking about is called Walk Tall with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and it's
No, that's a different movie.
No.
That's a
Hunter.
different one.
That's a different movie.
And that's not Johnny Knoxville in that. That's shit. That's the guy who played Stifler in the American Pie movies.
Oh yeah, that movie still
Yeah.
Sean
rules,
William Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, wait, is that the rundown?
Oh,
That's
so weird.
That is the rundown. Hang on.
fucking kill me. Just kill me. Jesus Christ.
I was like, wait, no, the rundown is the one where Arnold is in it, actually. And there's like a handoff scene.
The Walking Tall, it does have Johnny Knoxville in it, by the way.
Okay.
Hunter is the Johnny Knoxville scar.
And our
star.
favorite bad guy, Neil McDonough.
He's in that.
I mean, you gotta have Neil, who's in the film Timeline, doing this.
Because it's called Walking Tall, and he literally carries around a 2x4.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a remake of an older movie. Like
1979. The same
yeah,
thing.
it's the same guy who was the lead in Mitchell. He
Yeah,
was the
Joe Don
lead in
Baker.
yes, he was in the original Walking Tall.
No,
Star of one of my
Hunter-
favorite Science Theater movies.
And you'll be very happy to hear that in 2007, Walking Tall received a sequel called Walking Tall to
I
Payback,
just saw this. I was like, what the
and
fuck?
it's starring Kevin Sorbo.
I mean,
Wow.
perfect.
What a fucking downgrade.
I'm sure
Oh
there's
my
like
God.
a cross on the end of his stick or something about conservatives.
It's
or
just a
something.
cross. It's just a wooden
Yeah,
cross
exactly.
he just walks around with, just beats you with it.
Johnny Knoxville in that one too.
No, I don't think so. I think he
I mean,
realized he got
I'm
out while
not
the getting was
watching.
good.
Well, who's the downgrade from Knoxville? Like, where do you go after that?
Oh,
Who's the guy? Who's the
Pauly
other
Shore.
guy?
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
I was gonna say that guy we were talking about yesterday who married Courtney Stodden. That's
Oh.
your
Oh God, that asshole.
Who?
yeah.
Jai Courtney. That's what I'm talking about.
He's the
Remember-
guy in Green Mile who's like the fucking screw up who gets the job. I've watched that movie very recently, and I'm just now realizing most people have not seen that movie for like 20 years.
I've seen that
So
movie. It's like 5. Yeah.
He's great. He's
That's
great.
a fantastic
Fucking
film.
Michael Clark Duncan grabs Tom Hanks by the crotch.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But yeah,
Um,
the guy who plays the asshole prison guard, the one who they put in the straitjacket. Connor, does this ring any bells?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yes.
married a 16-year-old many years ago.
Wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And-
as part of like a reality show thing.
I don't think it was. I think it
hey,
was.
Well, they were on one. I know that they were on one. I don't know
I
if
think
it was
that was
part of why they got
after
married.
were married. It was
Maybe-
after they got married. I
Maybe
think.
don't marry 16-year-olds. How about that?
Yeah.
Maybe don't. Maybe don't do
when
that.
Maybe when you're 52, don't marry a 16-year-old. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
How about you don't ever marry a 16-year-old? Let's not.
Yeah. Yeah, let's yeah, that's a better answer. Very good, Hunter.
Not even if you're 16. What are you doing?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, go
no.
back to school.
Babies having babies.
Go
Yeah.
do a TikTok dance, whatever you do now. I don't know.
Yeah, I know she's recently had some interviews where she's talking about how she was manipulated and all this other stuff, and I believe that to an extent, but I having seen interviews with her in the past when she was still married to said 51 or 52-year-old, and just I don't know how much I believe any of her bullshit. Like she was lapping up the fame she was getting, and it just I don't know.
Some of those people, it's very hard to take them seriously.
Yeah.
And to see them as anything other than their personalities or the version of themselves that they present to the world. Like I have a hard time feeling bad for Caitlyn Jenner for similar reasons.
Caitlyn Jenner can eat fucking dick.
I think
Yeah.
Stodden is definitely a victim, but I think she definitely had more let's call them privileges than other
Yeah.
victims.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, no, Caitlyn Jenner is a terrible human being and should probably be shot into the sun. And it has nothing to do with the fact that she's transgender. It has everything to do with the fact that she is pandering to the Republican Party real hard in her vying for the governor of California.
Also, she killed someone. Like,
well, that too. Yeah, that too. I mean, that's a given.
On top of all of that, she killed someone.
Caitlin, that kills people.
I guess her and Matthew Broderick have a lot to talk about.
Oh, it's just seeing like her talking about like, oh, well, justice should be served on this, that, and the other thing. Hey, how's that 2 months or so that you had to deal with the police and your crime of murdering someone with your vehicle?
How did the prison smell the 5 minutes that you were in there?
You say that like she was even in there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah. How did the courthouse lounge smell while your very expensive lawyer got you out of it? Yeah.
People with cars.
Dang, Matthew Broderick killed somebody. I'm like, Simba killed a man.
Mm-hmm. He did, and that was the only way that it was ever found out that he and Jennifer Grey were dating at the time too.
What a way to find.
Yeah, he was very drunk. He was a stupid American. He was very drunk, and he killed somebody, and he got away with it because he's famous. Because I don't know, famous people are terrible.
Yeah.
They're all pedophiles.
I mean, I can just settle on that thought of like, yeah, they're terrible. At the end.
Yeah.
Well, Q told me that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's going to bring justice to everyone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Q.
Whatever the fuck that stupid battle cry that they had. I swear to God.
Where we go
one, we go all, or whatever.
No, that's exactly it. And
this is a Baker podcast now. For those that don't know,
and that is a fucking quote from it's a movie. White Squall. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They love homoerotic movies. White Squall.
I just how are you going to be rallying against pedophilic Hollywood when your main call to action for each other is a quote directly from a movie? I don't.
I mean, are you implying that
like all this
groups like this
fake?
don't have a history of commandeering a phrase from a movie that's making fun of them?
I think it's better that we haven't heard shit from Q or Q adjacent people other than that terrible cunt in the house.
Right.
There's been nothing. Like it's almost like, oh wait, shit. Yeah. Whoever was doing the Q drops decided I better get the fuck out of here.
Well, it was
Suddenly
Ron. What's his fucking name?
I saw some I think they found him. Like I saw some photos floating around. It's like Q. I was like, I don't know if that's actually Q, but
was it a Weasley looking guy with glasses and kind of a shitty mustache?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
it's Ron Watkins. Yeah, that's his name.
That's the son of the guy who ended up buying 8chan off of that guy in the wheelchair. Yeah.
Ron Watkins and Ron Watkins Jr. I think
it's his son.
Are their names.
The internet should open up.
I mean, it's
swallow 4chan and 8chan whole, and just we should be done with it.
Yeah, it's definitely both of them, because I've seen like interviews with Ron Watkins where the way he talks is just it's the most annoying shit. Where he doesn't answer questions, he like poses like a hypothetical as a way of
fucking asshole. So
yes.
Yeah, like he's like, well, if I were Q, wouldn't I have this or that? It's like, just say you're fucking Q. Just admit that you're fucking Q. You're clearly Q. It's you.
Well, that's the Down the Rabbit Hole HBO show my wife and I watched. We devoured that. It's like 6 episodes. It was really good, and that was where the bigger idea that Ron Watkins Jr. was the one who was doing all the Q drops. Because something he says in the last episode, like he kind of realizes what he said and he just starts laughing, and that's like, oh, okay, you know exactly what you are. Okay, cool. And then they also have interviews or discussions with Ron Watkins Sr. at the day of the riot at the Capitol in DC.
Oh,
so
nice. Fun.
Good look.
Yeah, it's a great look. So yeah, it was obviously them doing it. It just It just makes me
Yeah.
tired.
So okay,
Mhm.
I have something.
I don't
So
watch.
so I got the free trial Discovery Plus, and I've been watching it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And I found this show that I desperately wanted to bring up on the show. It's
Yeah.
called Paranormal 911.
What?
Now, yes, okay.
Oh.
So here's what it's about.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's called Paranormal 911. It's about first responders meeting ghosts. Now,
Oh my gosh.
Arlen, earlier we were talking about Netflix's Haunted and how that's the fakest shit ever. You need to watch this show.
Okay, I'm reactivating Discovery Plus.
The first episode is about a paramedic who responds to a suicide in a warehouse, and a ghost drives a man to suicide. It's the most craziest shit. It's a great show. I recommend everyone here watch
Damn it.
Hello, 911. What's your emergency? There's a man with a giant hammer and a pyramid for a head. I need your help. Here in
Devil's
this.
here! Quick, call God!
Here, I'm in a town covered in fog. I can't figure out where I am.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Does it come with dramatic reenactments?
Of course it
Fuck
does.
yeah. God, it sounds like trash.
I mean,
Of course it does.
on that note, I mean, Hunter brought it up. Haunted season 3 starts off really fucking strong with some fucking bullshit. Just nothing will beat the murder cabin, which for those that don't know what I'm talking about, season 2 has like a murder cabin story about this. I think it's a man who grows up and his mom and dad are like mega level serial killers. They killed like 1,000 people. If you believe this kid. And it's utter insanity, and it feels so fake that you have to like discount every single thing he said. Because if this person were real, if his parents really were killers on that level, they would be like all-timers in terms of numbers. They would be like the biggest, most well-known serial killers in the history
and they killed Gumby and Alfred E. Newman and Donald Duck and really, who else? Who else? Please tell us who else. Small child.
I love The Haunted, but like if any of it were true, I would never leave my house ever again.
No.
So what is the premise of this show? Because this is the first I'm hearing of.
It's a paranormal reenactment show.
Yes.
But it's framed as like a therapy session. Like that's kind of like the wrap around it.
Yeah, they have their like 5 or 6 friends there, and they're telling them the story of what happened.
It's like it portrays the paranormal as like trauma, kind of.
Yes.
Man, like, Netflix as nothing but quality shows.
Dude, it's so bad. I love it.
There's one episode I really like called The Mimic. And I like that one because all of the people in the room are the actual people who experienced it. It's not just like random ass family members who have no connection to it. It's entirely the people that this woman was roommates in a roommate situation with, and they all have corroborating stories. So that one's like, oh, okay. I kind of like don't completely doubt this one. But a lot of them, it's
all trash. It's all trash.
Yeah, so much of it is like, if even a sliver of this is true.
It's like it's got that factor of fiction vibe to it, where it's like that fucking didn't happen. Like that's obviously the one.
Yes.
Does Commander Riker show up and step over a chair and be like,
I wish he did.
What do you
It would make
Here comes a series of rhetorical questions.
Well, Hunter, is that the one that where a season ends where it's like a girl reveals that she's currently dating a ghost? Is it that one, or is it the show that's the same thing? Because Shudder has one too that only lasts like a season and is essentially the same concept, but it's British. And yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, it ends with this girl being like, "And now me and the ghost are dating now."
So-
and they CG the ghost behind her.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that sounds exactly like one of the Lifetime shows that you would watch, then,
How dare you?
Yeah.
Arlen.
How dare you?
I
You
mean,
son of a
it could
bitch.
be a sequel to If. It could be what is
Wait,
that
is that a
other-
real movie?
What?
Did you say If?
Which
Like, is that a
one?
real movie? Like,
If the isn't that what that one horrible Lifetime show was that Netflix picked up?
You. Is her.
Oh,
You-
you. It's
okay,
not If.
you-
Okay. Okay.
You is
If-
not that kind of show.
You know,
It's
I know it's
not.
not, but I'm saying it sounds like it could be along the same lines as something like that. But here we go. Here we go. Here comes Arlen with the protection squad for you. Go, go, go.
Hey, Eric, have you seen the show? What's the show about, Eric?
Have you seen how
What's the
dreamy
show
the
about?
serial killer is, Eric?
It's a fucking serial killer Lifetime show. That's all I need to know.
It's a dude who's a serial killer, and it's almost entirely from his perspective. And it's those moments of a serial killer being like, well, no, if I just allow myself to do this, nothing bad will happen. It's all about like the whole allowances thing that serial killers have, where they're like, well, if I just let myself stalk this person for this amount of time, it will be fine. Nothing will happen. We'll be together forever. Like it's an incredibly well-written show. It understands serial killers very well. That's the reason that I like the show. I could give a fuck about the romance stuff. They really somebody researched how serial killers work extremely in depth, and they were like, I'm going to write a very accurate serial killer.
Also, have
And-
you seen how dreamy he is?
That too. And Penn Badgley
The
plays
smile.
him extremely well. Like it's a very compelling show for all those reasons. And then the cast is fucking great. Season 2 has the girl from Hill House and Bly Manor. The only one Pedretti or whatever, the redheaded girl who's the only one in
Huh.
all the show. Yeah, so like it's a good show. It's I don't understand the lies and slander.
Because it started as a fucking Lifetime show.
Yeah, and Lifetime immediately took it off their network. Okay? They were like,
what is this? This is way too
what
good.
did we do? Why did we allow this to happen?
I didn't send you to
No.
go make a good TV show. I sent you to make something I could just shovel out in the air in the afternoon.
We are the Lifetime Network.
Exactly.
We don't have standards.
No, it's just
we
fun
don't
to make
write
fun of it because it's a
well thought
Lifetime.
out
It started
character.
off as a Lifetime show. That and
No,
I just-
it is funny. It is funny that it started as a Lifetime show.
I just-
But to
I
me,
have zero
I-
time for anything like that.
I mean, you have zero time for stuff about serial killers. Like to me, it's like, what are you talking about? But I'm
No,
obsessed with
I would
serial
rather-
killers.
I don't
listen.
understand.
Yeah, I would rather listen to last podcast if I want to find out about serial killers.
Right, but this
Because
is
it
more of that stuff. This is
Nah.
more of that.
doesn't have Henry Zabrowski making dick jokes most of the time.
I mean, if
Sure,
it did,
man.
it would be a million
doesn't-
times better.
It doesn't have
It
Ben
would-
Kissel interjecting to say that people can die of broken hearts.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The show is actually very funny though. Also, so yeah. I don't know. Don't watch it. Watch it. I don't give a shit. You know,
Never seen it.
it's a show. You know.
That and it's fun to pick at it because I can just see you boiling over with rage the minute anything
No,
is
not really.
necessary.
Not really. It's a show that I was like, well, I'm stuck here at my parents' house and I need something to watch.
That's not selling anybody on it.
There are
That
many
is-
shows like that
That's
where
like
it's
telling
like,
someone you watched a movie on an airplane. You're like, I think I liked it.
yeah, exactly. So I will tell you that I enjoyed the show. Do I think it's like high art? No, but I would say give it a shot if any aspect of it sounds interesting, give it a shot. But like, if you don't need it, you don't need it. It's whatever, you know?
I'll just.
Rowan's like, my feelings aren't hurt. I swear.
No, they aren't.
I will recede to the west and remain Galadriel, who makes fun of Lifetime movies.
Again, it's not like this is.
Hey, I'll be right back.
That's the only part that does bother me. It's like they kicked it off because it was too much for them.
Because it's too good.
It's because they were like, we can't have this on our network. We have standards. Really, Lifetime? You have standards? What are these standards? Please lay them out for me. It
didn't have enough ex-husbands who joined the jihad and kidnapped their daughter.
Oh God.
I'm playing Mad Libs.
I feel like that's 100% real. That has to exist.
It's probably
there's no way it doesn't.
Yeah,
are Lifetime movies built by algorithm? Like there's an AI.
I think they are. It is like this is the hot thing to write a story about that we can get moms to pay attention to for 20 minutes. Yes. Like that's their entire way of doing storytelling. Specifically for their movies. And I mean, I guess do you, man. They've been around since the 80s, but I feel like at a certain point you have to give that up. Like I'm shocked Lifetime has lasted longer than Spike TV. Not that Spike TV is an especially great network.
It is a network that is kept alive via grandmothers and stay-at-home moms. Like that is all who watch it.
I don't even know if any of them are actually watching it though. I think they're falling asleep with it on, and Nielsen is just like, "Wow, they're doing really great." I don't know why.
My mother has interesting taste in movies, and she loves the Lifetime channel. And
has she watched you?
I don't know. So her new thing is she's like, I just discovered Ozark, and she'll ask me every time I see her, like,
God,
are you watching Ozark? And I'm like, nah, mom, I'm not. And she's like, you gotta watch Ozark.
I mean, you're describing all mothers right now. like I can't remember the show that my mother does that with, but there is one where it's like, sure, I'll check that out at some point, and I'm never going to. Whatever.
Thankfully, my mom doesn't really watch a whole lot of things. It's my dad and I actually are pretty simpatico on things that we like. So it's he and I'll discuss TVs. Yes, we'll discuss TVs. Well, actually,
You'll discuss televisions. Yeah,
we will discuss television. He's like, "Oh, are you thinking about getting this?" I'm thinking about getting. But no, we'll discuss television shows and movies and whatnot. My mom is just like, "Whatever. That's men."
It's funny because like my mom's favorite movie is 50 First Dates. Like 100%.
Oh, that rapist movie. Okay,
yes, she loves that movie. And my stepdad, I've told the story several times about every time I walk in on my stepdad watching a movie, it is the worst movie possible. Like I think I was like when I was moving out of my parents' house, I like walked in the house and he was watching Suicide Squad, like unironically.
I wouldn't want someone to walk at me while I'm watching that either.
He was like, I love this movie. It's so good. Have you seen this movie?
Was he just rewinding the part where Margot Robbie bends over to grab?
Probably.
Yeah, just repeating it over and over.
The movie's great.
Every time it's sped up. No, it was probably the scene where that I've never seen this scene, but I've heard it described to me where Katana enters the carrier, and Joel Kinnaman says, "This is Katana. Her
sword captures souls.
Her sword captures souls of her victims."
I can't even say that.
There's a lore dump for the new people.
I have still never watched that movie, and I'm so.
Oh my god, dude!
You're missing out.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Probably not.
I like how he didn't let you finish.
I'm not missing a single goddamn thing by not watching that movie. Nope. You will not convince me otherwise.
I am one to champion like underappreciated movies, but you really aren't missing anything by not watching that movie.
No.
You're missing Okay, you need to watch the scene where Killer Croc's like, they're just tourists. I live here.
Well, and then he gets down on all fours,
and then he gets down and all, and then crawls into the sewer like a gator man.
It's so stupid.
No, I don't think I need to even expend the energy to type in the Google search for that scene.
Eric, there's a scene where Joker is really into the idea of Margot Robbie cucking him. I'm not even joking. That's a scene in the movie.
Yes, that's the thing that definitely happens.
What? Okay.
So he meets up with Common, the rapper.
Yeah.
I like how that's how you're starting with this.
and he's like, you know what, Common, I like you. You should fuck my girlfriend.
And he's like, okay, cool. And then he's like, you know what? I don't think I want to. And then he's like, is my girlfriend who I just offered you to fuck not good enough for you? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's like, what's the matter with my girlfriend? You don't want to fuck her?
And then he murders that guy just for, you know, whatever.
For not cucking him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great movie. Release the right haircut.
God, fucking don't.
Everything I hear about that movie, I'm like, maybe Warner Brothers trying to make a connected comic universe or comic movies at all was a mistake. Maybe they should have just stayed away from it. Maybe they should have let Marvel's popularity die out, and then they could try and jump in, because there'd be a vacuum, and people would probably look at the stuff more kindly than they do now.
Yeah, maybe you just don't do things while flying by the seat of your pants and not planning any of it whatsoever.
Can they do anything any other way though?
Maybe don't do things while you're at the top of a roller coaster getting head from someone else's girlfriend. Maybe that's an idea.
Maybe that's the problem. Nobody can hear him when he's getting all these orders from his fucking roller coasters.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's too busy telling mediocre Amber Heard that she's a great actress.
Don't you worry, we're gonna keep you an Aquaman.
No, I don't mean actual Amber Heard. I'm talking about the woman that he was becoming Esco brothers with the director.
Okay.
Boys.
Yes.
Yeah. No. She's a somehow against all natural odds a more boring version of Amber Heard. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And having seen her actually act, she doesn't make up for it at all. She's really boring and uninteresting.
I don't know, man.
I can't remember a single performance of hers where I was like, I'll remember that one day. I can't think of any movie she's ever actually been in that I've seen, to be honest. I'm sure I've seen them.
I don't know. I don't think she's been in a whole lot. That's the thing. Not Amber Heard, the other.
Yeah,
the other.
Well,
yeah.
Well, Amber Heard herself hasn't even been in a lot of things.
I was talking about Amber Heard.
Oh, well, I mean,
no.
I'll remember her performance during the trial about Johnny Depp really well, because she was putting on a fucking Oscar-worthy performance there.
That was a great act.
Yeah,
oh shit!
Really
guys,
pretending that she's not a gigantic maniac.
Yeah.
She's in Never Back Down, starring Cam Gigante.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie that everybody loves.
Well, I mean, wasn't she in Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage as well?
Yes,
she is in that movie, and I forget that every time because she's great in that movie. But I haven't seen her in a single other thing that impressed me.
You are standing on a mountain of lies.
She's also in Zombieland. I think she's the blonde that tries to kill Eisenberg in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And Machete Kills. Oh God.
Okay, yeah, no, she's only in bad things except for Drive Angry, which is a fantastic film. It's a great film. It has no problems whatsoever.
I'm sensing some subtext here.
I don't know if you're joking or not.
Nick Cage drives out of hell in a car.
He
drives out of hell. Nobody stops him.
Can I make a new Ghost Rider movie? No. All right, I'll just make my own.
And then they filmed the movie.
Basically, it's essentially like it's a Ghost Rider movie where they couldn't do Ghost Rider, so they're like, "Fuck it," and we're just gonna have him do all kinds of crazy shit. That movie's great. I don't know what you're talking about, Eric.
I haven't seen it. I just read the premise, and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not
son
for
of a
me.
bitch.
Right? Okay, on the Nick Cage scale, it's in the like
still here.
very watchable, entertaining section. It's not a Mandy per se, but it's not like some of the trash that I've sat through.
Is it on the level of Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call?
Well, that's just Nick Cage on all the cocaine.
Yeah,
Possibly,
'cause
it might
that
be
movie is
there.
great.
I don't
Even
know.
the
So
dead soul is still dancing.
I don't know about that, but like I don't know. I would put this on the same level as that the Willy's Wonderland movie that just came out, which I've also seen.
Oh,
haven't
the,
seen that yet.
The live action Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, where he kills animatronic animals in ways I never would have expected, in ways I never could have imagined. He just murders them in incredible ways that are definitely worth seeing in that.
Well,
in that
is
film.
it really murder though? If they're not technically alive?
I say murder because of the viciousness in which with which he does this. Also, they are possessed by the souls of serial killers.
Hell yeah, that's pretty sick. I gotta watch this movie.
Fuck's
That's
sake.
not even that. That's not even that far off from Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, it's not from the convoluted ass story that I tried to read.
Here's the thing. I actually am really impressed with Five Nights at Freddy's story because it's a like predominantly kids love Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
That's most of the audience. And it is this
dark as
convoluted,
shit.
It's
dark
fucking
ass.
grim and fucked up.
So this is what confused me. I didn't know what it was, and I knew that kids liked it. I was like, "What is this about?" And then I heard descriptions. I was like, "Wait, kids? Kids
Yeah.
like this?
This is
What?
it is like a huge thing with kids, and like it is the most convoluted, dark ass shit ever.
I mean, the reason why I say convoluted is because I've never been able to find a summary of the entire story that doesn't try and say like, but then in this game it jumps back, but in this game then it's present, and this game like
the whole plot of it is told kind of in the background. That's mostly the issue, and like it's the background of these like budget indie games and these anthology book for kids. And it's like the most interesting way to tell a story I've ever seen, where it's like they never straight up tell you anything. You have to figure it out yourself.
But I mean, from what I've read, like it's the idea that the animatronics are possessed by someone a kid who was murdered by one. I don't.
So all the animatronics are possessed by kids, essentially.
Okay.
And one of them may have more than one soul inside of it. It's fucked up.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'll have to find a YouTube video that has somebody with a really annoying voice telling me
go
about
see
the entire
go,
story.
go look up Game Theory.
This is the story of Five Nights at
Oh
Freddy's.
God!
And that's just a
he's
theory.
back.
No,
I haven't. His channel died for me. I've never gone back.
Good.
Well, I've noticed that and maybe it was only one or two videos that I'd seen advertised to me on YouTube, but it seems like people finally caught on that, oh wait, Chills is bullshit. Because I thought I'd seen a couple videos making fun of him.
Yeah, I've also found some that were like, this is very obviously a character you're playing because we've caught you talking, normally, and I guess like collectively everyone was like kind of silently like, this is done with. Like we're over with it.
It's not even,
we're done indulging this.
Yeah, it's not even a matter if if you go back to his earliest videos, he talks like a normal person. It's a thing that just like happened. One of those sort of natural things where suddenly you talk this way in this one video, that video gets popular, and he just kept doing that.
Well, he was making money, so of course he's gonna.
He was making money, Eric.
Oh God!
I wrote this song about Iron Head.
Oh God!
When I saw that rap video,
it's fucking surreal.
Wait, what? He has
he has a handful of rap songs.
I know
all of them about cryptids and paranormal.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know was what the content was. I knew he was a SoundCloud rapper, but I didn't know he continued the premise into
Silent
his
Head,
music.
Siren Head.
He actually uses the rap channel like to boost views to the video channel, and then like vice versa. He's using both channels to.
Marketing.
Yes, exactly. But his cross marketing is his fucking music, and god damn it.
The craziest part about his music is like he sometimes he gets features, and like it's people are like, why are you on this song? Like he had like
What are you doing?
like he had Corpse Hudson on, and I don't know if you guys know who that is, but like he's a really big YouTuber / like Twitch streamer who also does music, and it's like you are way above this dude. Like why are you here?
He's trying to cross pollinate so he can get more viewers and get more money.
Exactly.
You got to stay relevant the whole time. That's why I will never be a YouTube person, because I would just look at the camera and say, "You're a bunch of asshole," and then it would cut out. So,
you're all small children. Go
tired
back
of
to
placating,
school.
you fucking mouth breathers.
Exactly. Or it would just be me dying continually on a really hard game, and you'd just hear me screaming "fuck" from the background somewhere.
That's Game Grumps.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron's away from the mic.
Yeah, exactly. That would be me the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, God, chills. I haven't heard anything from him in a while. It's also, I don't know, and maybe it's just because I don't have that in my algorithm on YouTube anymore, but I feel like I don't get pushed nearly as many paranormal videos as I used to.
I don't, because that chapter has kind of started pushing true crime stuff into my feed, so it's kind of blocked out all the old, like even Nexpo doesn't even pop up my thing anymore. But I don't think his channel's very interesting anymore. Every time he has a video, I'm like, is this an art project? You're trying to tell me something, because I can't figure out what it is.
For me, it's just video game documentaries and like video essays about anime and shit. Like my YouTube is like the most like, all right, this is the only thing you ever watch. It's just keep pumping it to him.
Well, yeah, I mean, like because at work, like I'm not logged into YouTube, but because I use the same computer most days for lunch, it has, an idea of what I'm watching, and it's just like bullshit, like listicles and like what culture video game stuff. But then at home, on the Apple TV, like the one that I'm actually logged into, it's just animals, people hurting themselves, and gardening stuff, because my wife watches gardening videos, and that's about it. So it's look at that cute animal. Oh, look, this guy got hit in the balls with like a BMW, and then stuff about gardening. So yeah, it's a nice combination.
Just watching that, like a hit in the groin.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't even begin to describe my subscriptions and stuff. Because it's erratic and it's all over the place. But my suggestions are I feel like they're pretty normal. I get a lot of the this is an expert talking about how the CIA is portrayed wrong in movies and stuff, which is kind of boring.
I thought that was
a lot of
someplace very different. This is an expert on how the CIA is tracking you every moment of your life.
Sometimes it is like that, where it's like an Israeli hacker talking about the movie Eagle Eye, and like, this is actually not far off from things that we're able to do right now.
Nice.
Which
makes me feel real great.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Shia LaBeouf lost his mind.
I'm very upset you made me think about Eagle Eye this many years removed from seeing it.
I saw the TV version of that movie. I've seen a lot of TV versions of a lot of movies, but like that one kind of sticks out to me for some reason. Like, that movie sucks.
Right. I wouldn't even say it sucks. It's just like I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
I only remember vague details. I know Anthony Mackie is in it because he's in the clip that they showed from that YouTube video, which is a real trip because I couldn't tell you where I first saw Anthony Mackie, but I guess that's where. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't have strong feelings about that movie.
Pain and Gain, but definitely before that.
Pain
and Gain, however, is fantastic.
Yeah, I guess I would have said the movie with the bombs, with him and Jeremy Renner, Hurt Locker or whatever.
Oh shit! Yeah, he was in that. Yeah, Hurt Locker.
Oh
yeah,
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
everyone's favorite.
He's got some music he wants to play.
All around nice guy, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, the guy who called Natasha Romanoff a slut on a press junket. Yeah,
did he really do that?
Yes,
he did that.
What the?
And a lot of people were very angry about it. And yeah, And people were angry at Chris Evans for kind of not saying not saying anything. He's just like sort of like nods and then changes the subject.
He's too fucking polite.
Yeah, that's how I took that. Like he's revealed sense that like he has extreme anxiety about talking in public or in interviews. So
I wonder why. That is the most anti-Boston thing I've ever heard. Like he should be the loudest out of all of them.
Wait, really, Chris? He's from Boston?
He's from Massachusetts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry. He's dead to me now.
Yeah, him, John Krasinski, and who else was in that one Super Bowl?
Oh,
commercial?
what's her face from SNL?
Rachel Dratch.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Matthew Mackie, I hadn't realized he was in that new Amy Adams Netflix film, The Woman in the Window, or whatever the fuck.
Oh, he's in that too?
Yeah,
cool.
And so is Wyatt Russell.
Yeah.
I got to see more of that dude.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see that movie now, even though I'd read that it was like, it's okay.
It got pushed back like 5 times even before the pandemic. And then the pandemic happened, so it's not a great sign.
I was reading an article about it, and they were saying like test audiences were like, that doesn't make any sense. So they had to go back and like redo a lot of stuff to make it more obvious, but still not fuck with the central plot line, which I don't know what it is. So it worries me when audiences are like, well, I didn't understand this. Well, like maybe you're an idiot. Maybe
about half the time that's the case.
Yeah. Maybe we don't need to meet you halfway. Maybe not everything is for you, so shut up.
Oh, but does anybody else hate John Walker as this new Captain America?
Guys, I think I'm supposed to dislike him.
Does anyone else? Anyone else?
Why couldn't you just stay the Falcon? Captain America doesn't need to be black now.
But you know who does, right? Superman. Hi, I work for Warner Bros.
I'm just happy that. Yeah.
See, I don't like. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's like whatever. Like,
but that's the thing. It's not like they've come out and said, and Clark Kent is black. Like there is precedent for there to be a black Superman.
I do give them props for being like J.J. Abrams will not direct this because it's not. I don't think it's not right for him.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah, and him having the self-awareness to like, I shouldn't direct this one. I get the whole like it's weird that them announcing the Black Superman thing with the general like weirdness around DC stuff in general happening right now.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
That and, like the thing I've seen on Twitter a lot is that people are like, "Why don't you take characters that already exist in that universe and elevate them? Like, there's no reason not to." Like, and people are like, "We don't understand why you're doing this."
Well,
go ahead, Arlen.
I think it's more that they're just like leaving the Henry of it all so unanswered. Like it's so like up in the air what's going on there that I think if we had a definitive idea as to where that's going, people wouldn't be reacting this way. They'd be like, okay, whatever, it's fine. But because it is in this like nebulous, is he Superman or isn't he Superman? It feels like a definitive answer, but I don't think it is because I don't think they know what they're doing with Superman.
Well, it's because Henry Cavill is playing Wolverine in the new Captain Marvel movie.
Right.
That's what I saw, and we got this covered in the comics. So.
No, he's playing The Witcher now, and The Witcher pays him like $1 billion or some shit. Like he gets a lot of money for The Witcher, and like let's be real, The Witcher is gonna go for like I don't know 4 or 5 seasons at least, and he's the main character.
They have put so much money into that franchise that I think like they're banking on that for a while.
Oh, Netflix ain't letting that baby go. Okay.
Well, I don't understand how Netflix can afford to put money into things, being that they're constantly running at a loss.
True.
Yeah, but back to the to Black Superman, they've never like clarified exactly what they're doing, and that's what kind of makes me wonder if this is going to be an Elseworlds tale.
I think it is.
Yeah, and I think after all they've said about everything with like with the DC movies going forward, like I could see this being the Kal Zod movie, because why the fuck not?
Because I think they've already come out and said this is going to be Kal-El.
Oh God.
I think that's what the weirdness is coming from, is that they said like, oh yeah, it's going to be just regular old Kal-El Clark Kent. He's black.
I'm all right with that completely for a number of reasons. For one, they've already said that Robert Pattinson's Batman takes place in a different universe than all the other DC stuff we've seen so far.
Oh, wait, what was that?
That was a badly written headline, or not even a headline. That was a badly written like thing.
IGN headline that was like, Batman takes place in the same universe as the Gotham show and Joker.
Yes.
What?
And that was based off of I think it was a Variety or a Hollywood Reporter. One of those two, by the way. What the fuck is going on? You're the most respected fucking outlets in that fucking space. What the fuck are you doing? How are you?
Their sources, we got this covered.
They're doing cocaine. That's why they're doing
It's
that.
like, I don't understand I don't understand the mistakes that they're having. Deadline, I almost understand them having like a million mistakes and substituting KNOW for NO. Like I kind of get that, because I think that they just write things and they don't put it through any kind of correction software, much like
think about it.
And that was an inside joke for anybody listening. So yeah, like I think they just push it through, but like, come on, Hollywood Reporter and Variety, get your shit together. Learn some like basic grammar. God damn it. But yeah, there's a sentence that if you look it up, where they make it sound a lot like the Pattinson movie and the Phoenix movie take place in the same universe, and they don't.
Oh, it'll be just like Gotham then, because he'll roll up and beat up a 70-year-old man.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, although I think the Pattinson movie is a period piece. I think we've talked about this before. It's supposed to be like 2000s-ish time period.
Oh, that's why he's got the eyeliner.
Yeah.
I don't remember them ever saying or even hinting at anything like that.
I remember that being a thing, but I don't
so
know.
Does that make Joaquin Phoenix Joker number 1 or Joker number 4 in that universe, if that's how you're going?
I don't know.
Burn it all down. Burn it all down.
Anyways, my point with that was this Black Superman is just another Superman in a different universe. He doesn't have to be the de facto Superman going forward. Unless he's really successful, in which case I think they would. Which I'm all right with that, because that's not a thing that we've really seen Marvel do. And if DC wants to do that, they want to be the ones to make like weird Elseworlds stuff that doesn't connect to anything at all other than its own sequels. That's fine by me, you know. I don't expect them to do Red Sun, but if something Red Sun adjacent, or similar in the way that it uses,
I just want them to try.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I appreciate them actually like doing something with the stuff. Like, just make the things. Just do it. Don't like sit on your hands.
Shut up and make movie.
Yeah, I'd like to like more than maybe 10% of the movie output of the other gigantic comic company that I like. So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Also, like the self-sabotage at this point, like whatever comedy I was getting out of it, like it's not funny anymore, because now you're just like you're actively annoying me.
So like that's what always bothered me, when people would be like, "You guys beat on DC too much." It's like, I beat on DC because I like these characters. Like it's like, and they constantly like shit on them. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Stop making it so easy.
Yeah, like for real. Like they've take this thing that I like, and they're like, "Oh, well, we made a bad movie out of that," and I'm supposed to be like, "Oh, okay, you guys keep doing what you're doing then." No, fuck you.
Yeah. I can't have unflinching loyalty just because I like a particular character or whatever the case might
Yeah.
be. Like, yeah, I like all the Marvel movies, but for the most part, they've definitely had a higher batting average than DC has, and that's why I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I will watch any Marvel movie
Yeah.
because they're fun and enjoyable, even if they're not the best sometimes. DC, on the other hand, like
You don't know what the fuck you're getting every time.
yeah, exactly. And a lot of times they're not fun or enjoyable. So it's just like, oh, this was terrible. Why would you do this to me? And I
Yeah.
don't mean me personally. I just mean me as a fan. Like
I did it.
it's just-
No, me personally. They're
Mhm.
doing this to spite me.
well, you know. It's,
Well, in your case, I think a lot of times they are doing it to
Yeah.
spite you specifically, Hunter.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Just like Iron Fist and the Defenders didn't actually have any dragons in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and
Shang-Chi.
Moon Knight will be revealed not to be Moon Knight. It's
Yeah.
going to be
Exactly.
Fool Killer or something.
Exactly.
Actually, you know what? I'd love it if there's a Fool Killer show.
I love that
Cool,
2 years of
fucking cool.
Hunter screaming for a dragon ends with him just going, God damn it! Like,
Hey, you got to see Dragon Bones. That should be enough.
I did. That was close. They know. That's what I'm like convinced. That was like the period where I was convinced they were listening to the show because like I would say something and like 2 weeks later something would happen. Like
Or
like
you're
there
just
was dragons in League of whatever Legends Tomorrow, League of Tomorrow. No,
League of Tomorrow.
think of tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh God. Speaking of things that should just fall into a pit and die, is most of the CW
Ugh.
shows at this point.
You know what? Like, I think this is the conversation that was eventually going to happen anyway. So, like, yeah, I don't know what happened between like before Crisis and after, as far as like just managing consistency and keeping like what should be a pretty vibrant little TV universe alive. Like, everyone has dropped the ball. The existing shows anyway. The new stuff,
think-
Stargirl and Superman
Yeah.
Lois, is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It made everything else look like shit in comparison.
Yeah.
Especially the Flash. Holy shit.
They should have just hard reset everything. They should. They
Crisis
should have
should
just
have been
ended
the
the
end.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think hard reset. I think they should have ended and figured out what they're gonna do after that.
it
Well,
should have ended when Barry and fucking Ezra Miller met. Like that's legit.
Well, yeah. So that's
Well,
what I
think-
do mean. That's what I mean by hard reset. Like you cancel the Flash and you make a new show that might feature the Flash. That's what I mean. Like you do new shows that fill the same space and can have some of the same characters, but don't try to continue the storylines that you've been doing because that clearly hasn't worked out for them.
Yeah.
From
You
what I
can
can
treat it like
tell.
a soft continuity reset in comics, like where some things are recognized and
Yes.
some things and other things aren't.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
like,
like
a
it-
universal distinction between these two characters.
Mhm. Yeah, like they could have kept, I guess, keep the Flash because it's sort of their flagship at this point, and it's the longest running. So keep that one, which is kind of what comics do, where one book will stay as is; it'll just keep on going. And what they would do is they would cancel a couple, they would change the names of a couple. It's only in recent years where they were like, let's have everybody start over at number one completely. And I think that's what they should have done. They should have used Crisis as a place to be like, if you want to jump on to somewhere else and you all want to start watching on HBO Max where we can curse and have more violence and have more time to make the action look better, and not make that be like a special thing that occasionally we get to do on an episode of Arrow. Like, if that's what you want, you can go and we'll still be there. And that's what they should have done. They should have just transferred everything over. Yeah.
The
Change their
comics-
whole
but
production
that's the
thing.
Like comics do have a long history of restarting at number one. Like I mean,
Yeah.
especially DC.
yeah,
Fair enough.
DC, but I mean, like even like with Marvel, like the Onslaught, whatnot, like Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, I think it was Fantastic Four as well. Like they were all gone for a while, and they brought them all back in Heroes Reborn, and it was starting at new number ones, and the stories were all great because you didn't have
Mhm.
the characters for a while. So I mean, not saying they should use Onslaught as an example because it's a terrible, terrible story.
I mean,
You
I
don't
was
like
specifically
Onslaught,
referring
Eric?
to the.
I
I was
own the
referring to
omnibus.
the all new, the all special, the all
that's- yeah.
like
yeah, that's been
that-
going
that
on for
stuff.
years.
Especially
Yeah.
Eric, you just made me
Seems
think
good.
of something. You made me think of something else now. Actually, like they came
Mhm.
back almost immediately after Crisis. There's this big fucking universe-changing event. They came back so fast that you're like,
Yeah.
okay, like nothing feels different. Like you didn't let the cement
Yeah.
settle. Like we're already back into this.
It's the same stuff. Crisis has no meaning then. At that point, like
Crisis on
I
Earth
don't
X has
agree
more
with-
meaning.
Yeah, like I don't fully agree with this statement, but there were people who were bothered by Far From Home for feeling like just another Marvel movie. I don't agree with that sentiment because I
No.
don't think it was just another Marvel movie.
It's not.
But some people felt that it was. But if you assume that those people are coming at that argument from good faith, I think the same thing could be applied to the CW stuff, where it really did just feel like more of the same thing that you had before Crisis. And again, Crisis is a great time to change things and to do things a little bit differently and to address the concerns that people had. One of the best things about the MCU is every couple of years you start to notice, oh, Kevin Feige took this thing that people really point out to heart, and he's been like, we're changing that. That's not how it is anymore. Like, you can feel when he's like, okay, the villains need to be better. They just need to be. We can't have them be like boring and one dimensional. They need to have purpose and they need to be interesting. If we're gonna kill them off, they should have emotional importance to the characters. They can't just be the same character as your hero but bad. And it's very obvious when that shifts for him. And you can see it throughout the movies. The times where he's been like, no, this is changing now, and we're all gonna do this at the same time, because I'm in charge, and I say do it now.
This is my fucking show.
Exactly. And like, just to jump back to the CW stuff, like I feel like the biggest problem they ran into is with Touchy McFeely
Yeah.
getting booted off. Like that happened in the middle of a season, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they never took the time to actually regroup and be like, all
No.
right, we need to figure out what we're doing here. Because I'm not going to defend the guy at all. He was a huge part of that series, though, of all the series. And without him being there, they never took the time to figure out, oh, well, we should put this person in charge of how we're going to move forward. And they never did. And it fucked everything. And not that I really cared that much about CW because it was more of a painful slog after a certain point. But still,
No, but it's
just from a basic business standpoint and storytelling standpoint, they should have taken the time to do that.
Yeah,
and Crisis would have been the first time to do that.
Yeah, it's a great thing to point out. Like they never found another person. Like there was like this triumvirate of people. Berlanti is the guy who sort of has been on top of all of it, and then Guggenheim and I'm gonna go with your name, Touchy McFeely.
Mm-hmm.
They were the two that were kind of in charge of everything, and they would jump back and forth from the shows that needed it. When Guggenheim would leave Arrow, you get the bad seasons of Arrow, and when he would leave Flash, you would get the bad seasons of Flash.
Yes, when he left Flash, it was fucking Savitar, and we're pretty sure that the departure possibly fucked with like the creative process for like writing the back end of the show, because man, like there's some hard disconnects between the first half of the season and the second half.
Yeah, the only show that ever seemed to be self-sustaining is Legends.
Yeah.
It's the only show where you didn't need like this firm hand, probably because of the nature of that fucking show and how insane it is.
Well, yeah,
where
so they could just be like, those episodes weren't great. Nazi dinosaurs? Yeah, Nazi dinosaurs. Okay, next 2 weeks are Nazi dinosaurs. Yeah.
Here is Gorilla Grodd meeting Barack Obama.
Yeah, see, also I think that whoever was running Black Lightning was very protective of that show, and I appreciate that because that show was fantastic.
Yeah, and that was a new guy who hadn't been on other shows or on their shows, so like it brought a different vibe to it. So yeah, like they've had good people in charge, and I think you're right, Eric. Like they should have had like let's figure out what we're doing. Let's say, well, this person's been doing a really great job. Let's just put them in charge, and they can be the person who does that. But then again, there's all this other like TV behind the scenes stuff that I'm sure we don't know. Still, like, I feel like there was a way to fix it. There was a way to avoid what feels like a complete artistic crumbling of the CW stuff, as far as I can tell. Where it feels like I got off the train right before it was about to like fall into a cliff or something.
Every new development in the Flash irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because they're going back to the well of like terrible ideas, specifically in like going back to stuff that like isn't really popular and then using it again.
I had the fun of getting to get off that train while everything seemed normal, and then watching it's like, oh no, that wheel fell off like 2 stations ago. You had a routine transportation ride to a station. You step off, the train explodes. I mean, there was a point where it smelled a little bit like puke in there, but outside of that, it wasn't half bad. And then some of you held on much longer than I did.
Yeah, now death is coming for you, Eric. He's gonna throw race cars at you and rebar and yeah.
You're gonna do gymnastics at some point and then break your entire body.
I will piss on death's grave.
And then at some point, the actor playing you will be in a movie called Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, you're saying?
Where you play a guy who's a hunter.
What? I don't understand any of these.
I don't understand what that is at all.
What the fuck y'all are talking about?
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm completely.
I don't know.
What's a
hunter? I'm lost as well. I'm talking about a film. Because why not?
Why would anybody be named Hunter? That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, god damn it.
Yeah,
stupid name.
Yeah, it's really weird.
You know who was named Hunter? Was Hunter Zolman on season 2 of The Flash.
Oh my god, no! Let's talk about this movie actually that I was bringing up as a joke. That Connor needs to watch because I need his reaction to the ending of this film, starring the actor from Idle Hands because what's his
Devon
fucking
Sawa.
name? Yeah, Devon Sawa. Who you pointed out looks like the Edge now, which is completely accurate.
I can't believe you called him the Edge. That's the funniest fucking thing.
Oh,
That's
you mean, Devon Sawa, the star of SLC Punk sequel?
Wait, hold on. Isn't the Edge from U2? Isn't that the fucking bassist stupid ass fucking name?
Honestly, both things apply. Both things kind of apply at the same time. Yeah, no, everybody should watch this movie, Hunter x Hunter, because it's a real slow kind of thoughtful like thriller. It's not like super exciting, but then the ending is just fucking bonkers. It goes off some fucking rails. I'll tell you the ending if you want me to, but if you would rather just watch it,
I want to discover for myself in some way.
Okay, so you should watch it. It goes some places. Nick Stahl shows up to Nick Stahl it up.
God. Wait, when they lock eyes, is there like a singularity that forms between them, like to see who's like because there's 2 irrelevant people in the same room at the same time?
I mean, it kind of feels like that. It kind of has that vibe.
Corey Feldman enters the room. Everyone's like, "No!"
They're never on screen at the same time. They can't. They can never be on.
Oh, that's funny that Nick Stahl is in it because I remember last week or the week before that I brought up the fact that he had just kind of disappeared into anonymity and drugs. So it looks like he's trying to come back. I had seen on a list that like Hunter x Hunter was something that like is worth checking out. So I'll get around to it never.
Yeah, it definitely. It's worth giving a shot. It's not get to this right away. Hunter, you should definitely watch it because I feel like it describes a lot of the life of the people around you in your general vicinity. Because it's like a guy who's like I don't have an ID type. I don't have a social security number. Fuck that. It's one of those people and his family, and he refuses to move his family into the city and into society and just be a normal dude. And things happen. That's where I'll leave it. Things occur.
How does it compare to the Fanatic?
The Fanatic is completely insane. There's no plot to that movie, really. Yeah, no, that movie is just like, well, let's see if we can get John Travolta to play the most offensive performance of an autistic man that you can possibly imagine. No, it's nothing like that. Like, this is a respectable movie. I wouldn't be surprised if like this leads to Devon Sawa having like a weird second dramatic career.
Oh, you will.
Like a bunch of like supporting roles in like bigger movies. It feels like that kind of thing. Something that could happen here real quick, depending on who sees this. So that he doesn't have to be in Escape Plan: The Extractors. And other...
Wait, hold on. Is that a sequel to Escape Plan or something?
Yes.
God, no.
It's an Escape Plan sequel that I forgot existed, but it does. It stars him, Sly, and Dave Bautista, and 50 Cent. That I just applause.
Misfit toys for just like where your fucking career is.
My God. Oh, and the director is like 74 years old. Perfection. Absolute perfection.
You know, this is making me think of that fucking Batman fan film that popped up like 2 months ago, where everyone was like, "Wow, this thing's amazing," and Michael Madsen's in it. I'm like, Michael Madsen is objectively awful in this. Okay.
Michael Madsen is just living dough at this point, I thought.
He is the doughiest and most growly, grumbly, just like phoned it in I've ever seen him in this. But yeah, it's this Batman short film that popped up like 2 months ago that had like pretty high production values and a couple cameos from like actors you might know. But then it had to actually do something outside of just cameo and show you stuff, and the cringe. My God. I hate trashing fan films because it's like, that was an absolute labor of love and look how much work you did with this. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, it's a weird, delicate balance there. Oh, did our lurker decide to chime in?
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
There he is.
It's like he lives on the floor.
yes.
Chiming in from a street waiting for an Uber, I assume.
Almost 20 more minutes, and then I'm outside. I wanted to say to the Batman film, Sean Shanke, whatever his name is, he's like the worst Joker ever. I didn't watch the film, but I've seen him do Joker before, and it's so bad. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this.
Oh wait, he was known for doing Joker prior to that?
He does the superhero beatdown stuff.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wow.
Those are fun. Those are fun because they're short and they're nonsense. But when he tries to do like a serious thing, I'm just like, no, stop it.
There's a really good one with it's like Winter Soldier versus Red Hood, and it's the most like brutal fight scene I've ever seen.
I did see that.
I saw that one too, and it rocks. Yeah, and it was just weird to take like that kind of budget and that style and like that look, just overall production, and then try to do something super fucking serious with it. It was jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this guy, Aaron Schoenke?
Yeah, Shonky.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, my bad. Sean Shonke is his father or whatever.
I just wanted to see what his version.
He was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, by the way.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, he did mocap for like one of the video games of Spider-Man or something like that.
Weird.
Wait, is he in the montage featuring the song that Eric still doesn't remember? The I would do it for that song.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
The Monsters of Men song, is that the one that plays when Peter is learning about batteries?
Oh,
We've
no,
talked
it's
about this many times.
Oh, it's Philip Phillips.
Philip Phillips, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The For You song. For You.
No idea.
Yeah, as he's discovering his father's secret token so he can take it underground and put it in the turnstile so that the subway secret laboratory will pop out of the ground.
You're talking about things I've never seen. So I've never watched either of the Amazing Spider-Man.
No, but you've
films
heard
Andrew
that
Garfield.
song, Eric. Like if you've watched
Have I?
an insurance
like,
commercial
yeah,
from the year 2012 to the year 2018.
It was
You've heard
everywhere. It
that
was
song.
unavoidable.
That's like that in American Poets, who had the fucking "Best Day of My Life" song. Like,
Yes.
I actually funny story about that band. I accidentally saw them live once, and it was the worst day of my life.
Explain.
So,
accidentally.
They were at Warped Tour, and I was looking for, I can't remember the name of the band at the time.
Drugs.
Probably. And like I was like, oh, I'll sit down here. Like they're not on till like 6 o'clock. I'll just sit here and wait. And all of a sudden, this band comes out, and they're like, no, like they didn't say who they are, and started playing it. Like, and they played this one song. I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then all of a sudden, I hear the opening notes of that song, and I lose my fucking mind. I had to leave. I was like, fuck.
I think I went to it was a 3 Days Grace concert where I think I heard Buckcherry before they blew up. Yeah. I went with my girlfriend at the time. Yeah. And like this is for like it was an opening band. They came out and I was like, who the fuck is this? They're goddamn awful. Like months later I heard Crazy Bitch in the radio. I was like, oh no, it followed me.
Buckcherry's the fucking worst.
Years and years ago I went to the Horde tour. I don't know if any of you know what that is.
Horde? Is that Guar?
No, it was bands like Neil Young and blues. I hung out with a lot of hippies when I was a kid.
Okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That does not surprise me at all. That does not.
But I got to see Neil Young during a thunderstorm. It was pretty fucking rad. But I remember at that particular show, I was watching, I think it was Primus was playing, and then they're like, up next, Dave Matthews, and I quickly went to the Sony tents. I quickly went to the Sony tent that had PlayStations that you could play free games on, and I played Bushido Blade for like an hour.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to imagine someone playing Bushido Blade with fucking Dave Matthews, like just echoing behind them.
Oh, I don't know. I was too focused on that. Yeah. But
Bushido Blade.
The space between. God damn it.
Nope. Got away from that and then went back, and I think it was Blues Traveler, and then Neil Young played, and it was yeah.
I like how there was no time to react to it. You're like, well, it's time to go.
Yep. No, I also think, God, who was it? I think Jars of Clay was playing at this fucking concert.
What?
Yeah, Christian band.
Was Switchfoot there too?
No, they were not. That would be too punk rock.
I kind of like Switchfoot though.
This was all very hippie. So, like I said, the only reason I went was because Neil Young was playing and Primus.
The name like Horde.
I mean, I believe you.
That would be like ICP and like War. And
No. That's nope. No one was sprayed with Faygo. No one was sprayed with fake blood either. So no, it was neither of those guys, unfortunately. Because I would be into seeing Guar live, but
me too.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I'd see ICP live if I'm there already and nothing else is there. I mean, hell, why not?
Nah.
It's not my thing, but like, if it's that or like, I don't know what the other options are, but something that I hate, if it's Nickelback or ICP. I don't know what
I'm going with
situation
ICP.
That's yeah. ICP or Breaking Benjamin. I'm going ICP.
Are ICP the people who used Ninja because they wanted to be able to stumble through the N-word?
Yes, you are 100% correct, Leonardo.
Wow, and Arlen would go watch those people? Wow. Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of white guys from Detroit who like to say Ninja. Yeah, and Woot and Family, and originally, when they were releasing their albums, when their prediction for when the world was going to end or something like that didn't happen, they quickly tried to claim like, oh, well, we're actually Christians and we're trying to tell people how to live their lives the right way.
Are you serious?
You didn't know about that? Yeah, ICP tried to claim that they were good Christians and they were trying to lead people away from bad lifestyle choices by singing
What?
about them. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
ICP,
Holy shit.
like a few years ago, like stop Proud Boy, like they went
Yeah.
against like the Proud Boy rally, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They came out as very anti-Trump, and they organized against Proud Boys and stuff like that. Yeah,
They have like
that's a
a
thing.
huge feud with
Okay.
Eminem.
Okay, they're all right, I guess. Not, they're decent white people, which is the bare minimum you can ask for.
Yeah, there's some good apples in there. I know a few.
Yeah, the face of the 6th Joker card is the Wraith, a personification of death. This card features 2 exhibits, quote-unquote, Shangri-La and Hell's Pit, each of which would be given its own album. The album was notable for its explicit acknowledgement of ICP's belief in God.
They have a song called "I Stab People." All right.
Yeah, yeah. They admit.
Great point.
This is from 2010. They admit to being evangelical Christians.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all right.
Yes. I mean, they weren't just rapping about murdering and raping sluts. They were rapping about it in the name of God.
In the name of...
Wow.
Wow, that's a sentence I'm going to remember
We're
until
on a
the day I'm
mission from
dead,
God.
okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah.
I don't even know how to process that information, honestly.
I think we can actually wrap up after all that.
Yeah. I think we're approaching the point where we turn into lemons. So that's I think that's
Oh,
called
you damn lemons.
Fucking Johnson, right?
That was a satisfying little ripple of reactions there.
I'm sure there's something I could connect the rap of ICP, rap heavily in quotations and wrapping up. But yeah,
Get my engineers to make combustible lemons, and I'm gonna burn your fucking house down.
Jesus Christ.
I guess I'll go with plugs and everything. I just recorded the Spiral rep review with Joe today. It's kind of like my first step back onto the show after a little break. I'm still taking some time off. I'll be back first week of June recording stuff. But they're busy as usual. There's a bunch of shit going on. They just had that Snapper episode out about the movie that didn't get made. I don't remember what we're doing next month because it's been a while since I looked at the docket. But yeah, I'll be coming back pretty soon. So.
You can find me at the Gathering of the Giggolos whenever that happens.
One of the songs of ICT is furry, so I guess you fit right in, Hunter.
Let's see what else. Moving on.
Fucking bodied.
Don't follow me on social media. Don't follow Leonardo on social media either.
I'm gonna get people to follow him after he just murdered you on the air.
Thinking about streaming soon. I don't know, maybe. Other than that, whatever.
Yeah. Lost Horror podcast comes out when it comes out. We did a summer preview streaming thing for our last episode. New episode is coming soon. So listen to that when it hits.
All right, for check, you can find me at Eric_Feeder on Instagram. There's pictures of dog and food and cats and comics. You can find me floating around the Phantom Zone, doing Phantom Zone things. 2 other things. 1, our friend Izza could still use your help. His GoFundMe will be pinned to the notes of this page. Anything you can give will be greatly appreciated, I imagine. And if you can't give, share, because you never know when someone would be willing to give money and be some crazy donor out of nowhere. Also, I'm sure his personal YouTube, god damn it, his personal PayPal is connected somewhere in there, so that way he can actually get the money directly instead of having to wait for GoFundMe to finish it. The other thing is, I also have a burner account on Instagram. It's young_Kame. And if you want to send me all the pictures of refried beans and tell me about how good they are, because I am a big fan of refried beans. I also really, really dislike Moon Knight, so please send me any funny things you have about that. How Moon Knight, the TV show, is going to fail miserably, and it's going to be terrible.
If you have any spare copies of DMC, send him one.
Yes. Also, shit.
Make sure it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
definitive no.
Also, Sonic the Hedgehog was a bad movie, so please tell me all about how bad it
Now
was.
you're just telling lies, dude.
Yeah,
And,
now you're just yeah.
Well, I mean, on my other Instagram account, young_Kame, that's young YUNG. I want you to tell me about why Sonic the Hedgehog was a bad movie, and I will
I hate
gladly follow you back.
everything about this.
Yeah. Also, I really don't like video games that much.
No, I fucking am. They're all shit.
And I'm an incel.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
Also, go
Now we're just
follow
getting
me.
petty.
Like I said, just go. I'm gonna be at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yep. Well, that's where all the incels go, so it would
Yeah.
work.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can follow me at young_Kame. That's YUNG_KAME. And that's I guess that's everything then. Unless Leo wants to tell us about his Uber ride.
Can I talk a little bit about like the Shang-Chi trailer, like for like 2 minutes?
What's that?
Sure.
Can I talk about the Shang-Chi trailer for like 2 minutes?
We're already in plugs, but all right, it's fine.
Sorry, I just everyone is popping off for the moment where he does like the double kick and the double punch. And for me, as a moderate fan of martial arts movies, like I'm not trying to be snobby and be like, that's nothing. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But the moment for me that really like caught my eye is when he's fighting like the Death Watcher guy, whatever his name is, and he like with his elbow knocks the blade out of his hand, and then with the same hand catches it, and it gave me like Jackie Chan vibe because I don't know, like Jackie Chan. He had like a Jackie Chan thing, or like not goofy, but he's like knows how to fight, but also he's like and that, I don't know, like that excited me for the movie. What doesn't excite me though is that I learned that the writer for the movie wrote Mortal Kombat and Wonder Woman 1984. So
That was
like, no.
See, yeah, that didn't do a lot for me. But again, you know, our Lord and Savior Kevin is also part of the movie, so like, yeah.
I know, but I was just like,
yeah.
I hope it comes out.
You know, I get you. I mean, yeah, it's not a good
He looks at
sign.
me. He's like, if you bring this quality of work to my office, I'll fucking eat you alive.
I will end you. Yeah, no.
I will feed you to Amy, to the sandwich queen.
I like to think that whenever Kevin takes off his cap, you know, you fucked up and he's gonna do something.
He just puts it on his desk.
But yeah, I guess you know, I was looking and I came in and yeah. You guys have a good night.
It's always
You
fun.
do the same, man.
Yeah.
Good night, Leo.
Yeah, good night.
Feel better, Connor. I hope you enjoy the movie. Sounds ridiculous. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you can start with Saw 1, which is on HBO Max, and then you can watch the rest of the franchise, because they're all on there.
Connor, you know what I did last night? Since you posted that clip of like the people screaming at the end? Like when I got home, since no one was home, I just put it on the TV on full blast, and I just played that clip over and over again, or at least the section where they're screaming. Just because I was like, damn, I haven't been this scared since the first Saw as like a child. And I was like, for whatever reason, I feel like again.
That's perfect.
I thought you were gonna say that you went home and just started screaming.
All right.
Oh my god, let's get out of here.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
See you guys.
Whoop whoop.
Peace.